Hello, this is Michael Rubin, and before we get down to octaves on the chromatic, I also want to talk about this one thing that you can do this with octaves too, but it really works well with the little Walter stuff that we were just talking about, where you block four holes and or open your mouth for four holes and block two, and that is the flutter, to where you go la la la. Anyway, all right, good enough. So yeah, we've been talking about the blues chromatic, and I'm not saying that George Smith invented octaves. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could find some Little Walter song with octaves on the chromatic before George showed up, and then if you listen to like Larry Adler, I'm sure he's doing some octaves, and the Harmonicats and Boriminovich and Johnny Pulio. These guys were all doing octaves, I'm sure. But to me, blues chromatic really took a big turn when George Smith came along and he started playing octaves. Now, here's the deal on you understand an octave is when you play like a low C and then the very next highest C at the same time. Or it could be C sharp and C sharp, whatever, So, chromatic is so special because with the exception of 12 draw with the button where things get weird, and we can talk about that a lot later, everywhere on the chromatic can create an octave with one shape, and that is to open up your mouth wide enough for 5 holes and block 3. So why does this work? Remember do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and then you do it again on 5 blow, and then on 9 blow. So that means it's a repeating pattern. So this means that 2 blow is E, but 6 blow is also E. So I'm going to count from hole number 2 to hole number 6. Hole 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 holes from holes 2 to hole 6. So if I block 3, I get the E octave. This is why it's so important. 1 blow is C, and 4 blow is C. So that is an octave. But I want you to do 1 blow and 5 blow. That way you're maintaining this 5-hole range and 3-hole block. So if you learn that, you can get an octave. Now, personally, I've read stuff where people say you don't have to push the harmonica that deep into your mouth to get an octave. To me, the tone of George, you got to get deep in there. I'm not saying that my tone is anywhere near what George is doing, but you got to get that harp deep in your mouth. It took me about a year of hard work to really solidify this octave shape, to where I never had to think about it again, to where it was always there for me. So here's the deal. This is just an axiom for me, just in general. When you're learning something, it's hard. But once you've got it, it's easy. And so that's the thing about octaves. Once you learn it, it's an easy shape. And you can be jamming, and the band leader says, keep going, and you've got nothing left. You've done everything you know how to do. You do the exact same solo in octaves, and they think you're a genius. And you are a genius, just by being you. But not because you know how to do octaves. It's really easy to do octaves, right? Once you learn it. So I highly recommend putting in the effort and learning that 5-hole shape. So I'm going to put on a blues in the key of D and just do a jam all in octaves, and you'll hear that it's a pretty cool sound. So all I'm doing is I'm not pushing in the button, and I'm playing octaves. Now, you might have heard that I didn't really just play octaves. I can't help it. I've got muscle memory, and sometimes I do little tricks to accentuate the octaves, mostly having to do with the tongue block concept of slapping. And we're going to get into that real soon. But for right now, learn that octave shape and just jam. Don't push in the button. Put on a blues in the key of D and just listen to the beauty of octaves. All right, so I give lessons, and I have a PDF instruction book for $15 in these dark days. Just PayPal me $15 to michaelrubinharmonica.com. Actually, michaelrubinharmonica@gmail.com is my PayPal address. And the other one is my website. Give me a call. We'll get started on Skype lessons. I don't just teach chromatic, I teach everything. All right, see ya.